On August 19, 1987, during the 4 p.m. broadcast on Kansas City's KNBC Channel 4, reporter David Horowitz was live on air when an unexpected intruder walked directly into the studio. The man was armed as he handed David a set of papers and insisted he read them out loud.
Because, one of the nicest things about shopping by mail order... Pardon me? What is this? Let me see what it says. All right.
He's got a gun to his back.
All right, well, let me read this. Folks, we have someone on the set who's standing here and would like me to read this copy which was just handed to me. You want to tell me your name or not? What is it? And Gary, where are you from?
Studio staff quickly replaced the live feed with a still screen, effectively taking the station off the air. However, Gary Stollman, the armed intruder, believed the broadcast was still live and continued to insist that David read his papers out loud.
I was warned in 1981 by someone with connections at the CIA to stay off the computers, that they didn't trust people on computers.
As David continued reading the papers, Stollman kept the gun pressed to his back, later revealed to be an empty toy gun. Once David finished reading the statement, Gary finally set the gun down. Within seconds, studio staff and security rushed in, pulling him away from the anchor desk and bringing him to the ground, where he was quickly taken into custody. It turned out that Stollman managed to enter the KNBC studio by arriving as a guest of an employee. His father, Max Stollman, had occasionally worked with the station, which allowed Gary to slip in without drawing suspicion.
I do have a sick son. He has been hospitalized a number of times. I am thankful he wasn't killed.
Now, as for the contents of the letter, it turned out to be a rambling statement filled with conspiracy claims. In it, he alleged that the CIA, along with alien forces, had replaced his father with a clone. In the end, the incident was traced back to Stollman's declining mental health. He was taken into custody and later placed under psychiatric care. On January 3, 2007, viewers in Australia tuning into the 7 network were watching an episode of Air Crash Investigation when something deeply unsettling interrupted the program. An unfamiliar audio signal began playing over the broadcast. A male voice speaking in a clear American accent repeated the same desperate phrase, "Jesus Christ, help us all, Lord."
Jesus Christ, help us all, Lord. 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 Jesus Christ, help us all.
Although the visuals were left unchanged, the audio looped this message continuously, repeating for nearly 6 minutes straight before returning back to the show's real audio. The station was quick to deny that anything unusual had happened. Spokespersons for the network claimed that the repeated line was part of the original broadcast and insisting it actually said, "Jesus Christ, one of the Nazarenes." This doesn't make sense, as the repeated, clearly audible phrase was nothing like the station's explanation. Later on, independent researchers traced the mysterious audio back to a completely different event. The voice belonged to a U.S. soldier recorded during a 2005 news broadcast showing a civilian truck being ambushed in Iraq.
Jesus Christ, help us all, Lord.
As for why this audio was used and who, if anyone, actually hijacked the broadcast, continues to remain a mystery. It was just after 9 p.m. in Chicago when WGN's evening sportscast unexpectedly flickered. For a moment, the screen warped into static, harmless, almost routine. But then this happened.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. Actually, the computer that we have running our...
A man appears wearing a mask seemingly representing Max Headroom, a fictional computer-generated television personality from the 1980s, known for his stuttering speech, satirical commentary, and glitchy, futuristic aesthetic. The intrusion only lasted around 30 seconds, as those working at the station quickly forced the intruder off the air, but the night wasn't over. Just under 2 hours later, another Chicago station, WTTW, was suddenly hijacked by the same intruder. Only this time, it wasn't just static, he had plenty to say. He calls out Chuck Swirsky, the Chicago Bulls announcer who, at the time, was WGN Radio's top sportscaster. We then see the masked figure holding a can of Pepsi while repeating the phrase, "catch the wave." This was a direct reference to Coca-Cola's famous advertising campaign of the era, one that featured the real Max Headroom as its spokesperson.
It's true. More people are, as we cocologists say, catching the wave. Catch it if you can. Catch the wave. Coke.
I still see the X.
He begins humming the theme from Clutch Cargo, an old cartoon known for its eerie, barely moving characters, before muttering, "I still see the X." Most speculate he was referencing the show's final episode titled The Big X.
I just made a giant masterpiece for all the greatest world newspaper nerds.
The Greatest World Newspaper Nerds is a direct dig at WGN, the station whose call letters originally stand for World's Greatest Newspaper.
Coming to get me!
As far as I can tell, a massive electric shock. He died instantly.
As the intrusion nears its end, the masked figure leans toward the camera when a second person suddenly appears in frame and strikes him with a fly swatter. The reason this second intrusion lasted much longer, around a minute and a half, is because there were no engineers on duty at the time to switch the station over to a backup signal. Experts analyzing the footage have noted that at least 3 people were involved in the hijacking. The person in the mask, the individual wielding the fly swatter, who also appears to be the one moving the background as it stops shifting when they step into frame, and a third person operating the camera as evidenced by a slight shift in the camera's position at one point in the video. As for the voice, they ran the audio through a ring modulator, which created that distorted metallic sound. While it might seem like nothing more than a bizarre prank, under federal law, the penalty for this kind of broadcast intrusion can be severe, up to $100,000 in fines, a year in prison, or both. As for the identity of the intruder, or anyone involved, that remains a mystery to this day. In February 2013, several local TV stations in Montana had their emergency alert system hacked. Viewers suddenly saw an official-looking EAS banner, followed by a calm but chilling message about supposed zombies that were invading the state.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. I repeat, civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living.
The message caused real panic. Police departments received confused calls, social media exploded, and many viewers genuinely believed the zombie apocalypse had begun. Eventually, the suspect responsible for triggering the fake warning was identified and caught, bringing an end to one of the strangest broadcast hoaxes ever aired. On September 10, 2010, at around 4 p.m., viewers tuning into the WETV reality show Bridezillas witnessed an unexpectedly disturbing broadcast interruption.
My wedding dress not fitting. All right, y'all better be ready. Be still right now. Don't breathe. I need you to hello.
After some loud, distorted yelling, the show cuts to a shadowy figure with a cartoonish yet unsettling grin. It moved awkwardly in front of a backdrop resembling a dark, cloudy sky, leaving viewers shocked and disturbed. The authenticity of this hijacking has been heavily debated. Many viewers believe it may have been an edited hoax or creepypasta rather than a genuine broadcast interruption. But regardless of its origins, this image remains undeniably creepy.